Hello, it's day 6 of NaNoWriMo, and I have been reading The Artist's Way. One of the things I realized after doing some morning pages and reading some of her information, the tasks that she has, is that week 2 starts with, and I haven't started week 2 yet, but I was reading, and I haven't read past the first page of week 2, but this resonated with me. There is a recognizable ebb and flow to the process of recovering our creative selves. As we gain strength, so will the attacks of self-doubt. This is normal. And we can deal with these stronger attacks when we see them as symptoms of recovery. Common self-attacks are, okay, so I did okay this week, but it's just a temporary thing. Okay, so I got the morning pages done. I probably did them wrong. Okay, so now I need to plan something big and do it right away. Who am I kidding? I'll never recover, not right away, not ever. These attacks are groundless, but very convincing to ourselves. Buying into them enables us to remain stuck. The other day, when I had my bad writing day, I was stuck. Until I started doing the word sprints with Tamara, I was stuck. I was blocked. Creatively, I was in a bad way because I couldn't emotionally face the funeral scene. Part of that is an internal thing for me. My very first funeral was when I was 7 years old, and it was my father's funeral. And at the time, I didn't completely understand death. It was a very traumatic experience. So anything and everything that pretty much has to do with funerals, I just don't really emotionally like. That's being honest. I don't like funerals. I avoid them if I am able to. I have been to too many in my lifetime, which tells you I don't completely avoid them because there are people in my life that I care about that have died. Once I got to the point where I realized why I was avoiding the scene, what was really going on deep within myself, I realized I could take all of that angst, all of those emotions, all of those feelings, and put them into my pages. I have experience of being at a funeral of somebody that you love, a grandparent, a parent, someone else close to you. I know what it feels like. That will make for a much deeper scene. But I had to get to the point where I had to understand that I wasn't writing, I don't know what's going on with the girls today. I wasn't writing my father's funeral scene. I was writing my character's funeral scene. I'm not my character. My character may have little bits and pieces of me, but I am not my character. And it's hard not to take your characters personally. It's hard not to take your book personally. But in doing so, you can make your words have the effect that you want. I want someone to read my book and be touched by it. When I read Rainbow Rowell's Landline, I cried, I laughed. I went from laughing to crying. I had to get a box of tissues at one point. And it wasn't the whole book. There were bits and pieces of the book. It was a very good book. There have been other books that have touched me the same way, movies that have touched me. And I want my book to do that. And in order to do that, I have to put the deeper emotions that I feel around certain things like that funeral scene into my book. But in doing so, and in delving that deep, it can be exhausting. It can be mentally exhausting. It can also leave you physically exhausted because you do a lot. You have long days, long nights when you're participating in NaNoWriMo, especially if you have a job and you're making time to write outside of your regular work day or a school day. If you're getting up extra early or you're staying up later, it becomes a physical toll, not just a mental toll. Don't burn yourself out. One of the ways I think that you can keep momentum during NaNoWriMo, not burn yourself out, give yourself a little bit of a break, is to take time for yourself. Today, I did that. Had an eye doctor's appointment. They had to adjust my contact lenses so that when I'm reading, I don't have to hold it out like this. Or when I'm writing, I don't have to hold it out so far away. Yes, I'm old and I need bifocals. And LASIK surgery isn't really an option because if I get LASIK surgery and they fix my nearsightedness, it will make me farsighted and I will still be wearing glasses. And then I won't be able to see up close. But anyway, while I went to the eye doctor, after the eye doctor was over, I stopped and I got me some Starbucks. I took a little walk while I was out and about. There's a little place, a wooded place, and I went over there and I walked around a little bit. The park that I normally go to was closed down because when we had the flood here, it was damaged horribly. So that's not an option right now. But I went walking and then I came home. I sat down to write. Now I've written a little bit. I will go back to writing as soon as this is done. I don't have a word count for today because it's not over yet. But I kind of wanted to just talk about taking a few minutes for yourself because it's been a rough few days. I have been struggling this week and it's taken an emotional toll. And I felt a bit burnt out, and it's not even, it was the 5th day of NaNoWriMo and I was burnt out already. I was like, oh my God, why am I doing this again? And you're probably going to ask yourself that several times during this month. Just remember, take some time for you. Take a break, walk away from the writing. Make sure that your writing space is comfortable. Make sure that you stay healthy, that you stay hydrated. Do things for you, little things. If you always write in an area where it's just 4 walls, get out. Go write somewhere else. Go outside. Go on a balcony. Go on a porch. Go to a coffee shop. Go to a library. Get away from your normal routine for 30 minutes, an hour. If you have write-ins that are near you, go to a write-in. We have virtual write-ins all over the place. NaNoWriMo does them. The Word Nerds does them. We did one the other day. Hashtag write stuff. It's a good way to keep yourself from being burned out. And that's it. I'm going to go back to writing. Now that I've taken a break, I didn't get up this morning and go walking and then go shower and get coffee and go write. I broke up my routine this morning because I thought, well, maybe that's what I needed, especially since I had the doctor appointment. And I broke it up, and I feel better. Sometimes it's a good thing to have a schedule, and other times it's a good thing to take a break and to do a little bit of things just for you. Mix it up a little. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Happy NaNoWriMo Week.